That much is true. I think of 17. I think of Puerto Vallarta. I think of spring training and the Jays repeating. I think of how do you say happy birthday in Spanish. I think of escaping matriarchal embarrassment at the resort. I think of Charles, 2 years older than me, a fellow theater kid with slightly more flex. I think of 1 week friendships with expiration dates. I think of him miraculously getting me into Carlos O'Brien's in town. I think of March Break Madness. I think of din and bass, American college kids wall to wall. I think of I shouldn't be here and smile. I think of Corona Extra and an extra Corona. I think of salt before and lemon afterwards. I think of following Charles into an abyss of crowd with extra cling. I think of a moving mob amid a DJ movement ending fade. D-Light transitions to 1981, inducting us all into a human league. And then I think of Wendy. At least I think that was her name. The song starts at the same time her 5'3" frame throws her arms around my neck. I think of lower hips plus lower hips equals hypnotized, how we swang in time. I think of seeing other kids doing this at the gym dances to Shabba Ranks. I think, is this really happening to me? Don't you want me? I think, is this a trick question? I think of cherry lip gloss scents when she asks me, where are you from? I think of her hair gently brushing my face when her subtle wet lips tell my ear, the University of Texas. I think of everything that doesn't have to do with stiff or hard. I think of baseball. I think of baseball. I think of baseball. I think of Charles' laugh. It's normal, he says. She wouldn't get that close to you if she didn't want to feel something. Call it a metaphor. I think of the distant trinity of our lives. I think of how they won't believe me in Toronto. I think of how the story unravels after that. A poolside stranger congregation at 3 a.m., repeatedly told to keep it down. Wendy slips her foot out of her sandal, puts it on my knee. Is this okay? I nod. That much is true.